exploring the promise of a new heaven and new earth, the vision of New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, the New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. Bloodline Yisrael, also known as the Ibri or Hebrew Israelites, form a cultural movement that are descent from the ancient Israelites. Yahweh's people emphasizes a return to what they consider the true heritage of the ancient Ibri or Hebrews and Gentiles. The New Jerusalem, as depicted in the Bible, is a symbol of profound spiritual significance. It represents the fulfillment of the Most High's promise for a renewed creation, where heaven and earth are united, and the Most High dwells among His people. This concept is central to believers, which is the study of the last things, or the end times. In the book of Revelation, the Apostle Yochanan John provides a detailed vision of the New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, descending from heaven. This holy city is described as prepared as a bride adorned for her husband, signifying the intimate and pure relationship between the Most High and humanity. The New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, is not just a physical location, but a representation of the eternal state of perfection and glory that awaits believers. The imagery of the New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, carries with it the hope of a world made new, free from sin, suffering, and death. It is a place where the Most High's tabernacle is among men, and He will dwell among them, and they shall be His people, and the Most High Himself will be among them. Revelation 21:3. This promise of divine presence signifies the ultimate reconciliation between the Creator and His creation. In the book of Revelation, the Apostle Yochanan John provides a detailed vision of the New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, descending from heaven in chapters 21 and 22. Below are the key verses and details from these chapters. Revelation 21, 1-2 verse 1. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. Detail. Yochanan John describes a renewed creation, signifying the transformation and restoration of the cosmos. The absence of the sea symbolizes the removal of chaos and evil. Verse 2. I saw the holy city, the New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from Elohim, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. Detail. The New Jerusalem is depicted as a bride adorned for her husband, symbolizing purity, beauty, and the intimate relationship between Elohim and His people. Revelation 21, 3-4 verse 3. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Look, the Most High's dwelling place is now among the people, and He will dwell with them. They will be His people, and Elohim Himself will be with them, and be their Elohim. Detail. This signifies the fulfillment of the Most High's promise to dwell among His people, restoring the intimate fellowship broken by sin. Verse 4. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. Detail. The New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, represents a place of eternal comfort and joy, free from suffering and death. Revelation 21, 9-14 verse 9. One of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls full of the 7 last plagues came and said to me, Come, I will show you the bride, the wife of the Lamb. Detail. The angel invites Yochanan John to witness the New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, described as the bride of the Lamb Mashiach. Verse 10. And He carried me away in the Spirit to a mountain great and high, and showed me the holy city, Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from Elohim. Detail. Yochanan John is given a vantage point to see the New Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, descending from heaven, emphasizing its divine origin. Verses 11-14. The city shines with the glory of Elohim, and its brilliance is like that of a very precious jewel. It has a great high wall with 12 gates, and at the gates are 12 angels. The gates have the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. The wall of the city has 12 foundations, and on them are the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Detail. The descriptions highlight the splendor, security, and the foundational role of both Israel, the 12 tribes, and the assembly, the 12 apostles in the Most High's redemptive plan. Revelation 21, 15-21 verses 15-17. The angel measures the city, its gates, and its walls. The city is laid out like a square, as long as it is wide. The measurements indicate a perfect cube, signifying completeness and perfection. Detail. The city's measurements emphasize its perfection and divine design. Verses 18-21. The wall is made of jasper, and the city of pure gold, as pure as glass. The foundations of the city walls are decorated with every kind of precious stone, and the 12 gates are 12 pearls. The great street of the city is of gold, as pure as transparent glass. Detail. The use of precious materials signifies the city's immense value and glory. Revelation 21, 22-27 verse 22. I did not see a temple in the city, because the Yahweh Elohim Almighty and the Lamb are its temple. Detail. The absence of a physical temple signifies that Yahweh's presence permeates the entire city, making a separate temple unnecessary. Verse 23. The city does not need the sun or the moon to shine on it, for the glory of Elohim gives it light, and the Lamb is its lamp. Detail. Yahweh's glory illuminates the city, indicating an unending divine presence and guidance. Verses 24-27. The nations will walk by its light, and the kings of the earth will bring their splendor into it. Nothing impure will ever enter it, nor will anyone who does what is shameful or deceitful, but only those whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life. Detail. The new Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, is a place of purity and righteousness, open to all who are redeemed. Revelation 22, 1:5 verse 1. Then the angel showed me the river of the water of life, as clear as crystal, flowing from the throne of Elohim and of the Lamb. Detail. The river symbolizes eternal life and the sustenance provided by Elohim. Verse 2. Down the middle of the great street of the city. On each side of the river stood the tree of life, bearing 12 crops of fruit, yielding its fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations. Detail. The tree of life, with its continuous fruit and healing leaves, represents the restoration of Eden and the healing of all nations. Verses 3-5. There will be no more curse. The throne of Elohim and of the Lamb will be in the city, and his servants will serve him. They will see his face, and his name will be on their foreheads. There will be no more night. They will not need the light of a lamp or the light of the sun, for the Yahweh Elohim will give them light, and they will reign forever and ever. Detail. These verses describe the eternal state of blessedness, direct communion with Elohim, and the end of the curse from Genesis. The eternal reign indicates the fulfillment of Yahweh's kingdom. Conclusion. The vision of the new Yerushalayim, Jerusalem in the book of Revelation presents a profound and hopeful image of the ultimate fulfillment of Yahweh's promises. It is depicted as a place of unparalleled beauty, divine presence, eternal life, and righteousness, where Yahweh dwells intimately with his people, and all creation is restored to its intended glory. The new Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, is also characterized by its incredible dimensions and beauty, with walls of jasper, streets of pure gold, and gates of pearls. These descriptions serve to convey the majesty and splendor of the city, as well as the value and honor of those who will inhabit it. The city's foundations are inscribed with the names of the 12 apostles, and its gates with the names of the 12 tribes of Israel, symbolizing the unity of the faithful from both the Old and New Testaments. The new Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, also holds significance as a contrast to the old Jerusalem, which, despite being the city of David and the location of the temple, often fell into corruption and idolatry. The new Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, therefore, represents the pure and unblemished heaven that the Most High has prepared for those who love Him, where righteousness dwells and the Most High reigns eternally. In summary, the new Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, is significant and encapsulates the hope of redemption, the beauty of the Most High's promises, and the anticipation of a future where the Most High and His children live in perfect harmony. It is a symbol of the Messianic age, a time when Yahushua will reign, and a representation of the eternal kingdom that awaits believers. It inspires believers to live in a manner worthy of this calling, with their eyes fixed on the heaven that the Most High has prepared for them. Israel family, please don't get the Most High's promises of the old Yerushalayim, Jerusalem confused. Why is the new Yerushalayim, Jerusalem? Promises that happens when the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. Revelation 21, 1-2.